Okay, so the next step is to dig the concrete pier holes. So one of the critical things that I notice that most people don't do is to really be precise when you dig your holes. So you can kind of barely see behind me, there's two holes there, two concrete piers. And what we did was we took the sonotube and cut the hole. So the sonotube, we used 12-inch wide sonotubes in diameter, and we cut the holes at about 10 inches. And sometimes what I like to do, if I can, is to try to make like an elephant foot. And that way, you know, you think of an elephant foot, it's really stable. So I'll cut down with the digging bar and the post hole digger or the auger. And then with the digging bar, I'll ream out around the bottom so it opens up like that foot. Now, sometimes that's going to be very difficult in soils. And so I do it when I can. The other thing about digging the hole is you want to go, it depends on your soil type, but generally 24 inches down is good. If you're in a frost zone, it'll have to go below the frost zone, and that's going to vary by area. So you don't have frost lift. Where I am on the West Coast, we don't have to worry about that. But the critical thing, the point that I want to make is that I use a laser level and I put that laser level in the bottom of the hole as I'm digging it, and then go straight up to the center of the beam line. And while I'm digging that hole, I'll keep checking it. You know, so often you start digging a hole and then like there's something in the way and it kind of drips from one side to the other, and then you go and then you pour your hole, you put your footing in, and then it's like it's twisted and it's off. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me, and I've seen it happen. I'm sure you've seen like post bases with holes and they're like just barely on the edge of it. And when you're pouring a concrete footing, you need at least 2 inches on the side. And I really like to have my post bases right in the middle of my concrete piers. So use the laser level and use a point laser level to go straight up and give you that point up there. The other thing that I like to do is I like to just use the sonotubes to raise above the soil, because you don't want that layer of cardboard down in the ground, because it just creates a little layer that's going to destabilize the concrete a little bit. So you know, you have a 12-inch sonotube and then cut your hole at 10 inches so that the sonotube will just easily sit right on top. If you don't do that, then it becomes a problem and you have to like put a piece of wood on them. You can do that. Sometimes what I've done is just put pieces of wood like this, and that'll hold the sonotube in place. But it's easier if you just cut that hole a little bit smaller at the top. So do as I say and not as I do. These post bases should have been 8 inches above ground level. Yeah, so that's a mistake that we made on this build. It'll be fine. This will last a super long time, but it definitely was a mistake. I don't want you to imitate that.